Hi, Evangela. I've got 3:30. Are we ready to go?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Just one thing to note, there's a problem with YouTube at the moment, so we are not live streaming. So what we will do is record the meeting and upload it to the website later on.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome everyone to the Development Permit Panel meeting of Thursday, October 16th of 2025. On the panel today, we have myself, Wayne Craig, General Manager, Planning and Development, Roland Zwag, General Manager, Engineering, and Milton Chan, Director of Engineering. We also have staff from the Development Applications Department here to support today's meeting, Josh Reese and Emma Lovis. The panel deals with items of form and character, things such as parking, exterior architecture, access, landscaping, exterior lighting, etc. The panel does not deal with matters of zoning, use, or density, as those are established through the zoning process, which is a council process. In terms of order of business, once we get to the items, there will be a presentation from the applicant, followed by staff comments, ability for panel members to ask questions of staff or the applicant. There will then be an opportunity for any members of the public to address the panel directly and provide any comments they may have on an application. We will also read any public correspondence received into the public record before proceeding to panel deliberation. If an application is endorsed by the panel, it will proceed to council for their consideration once any prior to requirements are addressed. Of note, items proceeding to council for consideration are done so on a non-delegable basis. So if there are members of the public interested in making their opinions on this application known, today is your opportunity to do that. With that, I'm going to turn our attention to today's agenda. The first motion is, or first item on the agenda is a motion to adopt the meeting of the Development Permit Panel meeting held on September 10th, 2025. Just before we consider such a motion, Mr. Clerk, there is a minor change to the minutes from that Development Permit Panel meeting on page 2. The second bullet, the last sentence should read the form of Building L from office to hotel use. I believe that you have that information.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We will make those corrections.
All right. Roland Milton. Roland moved seconded. Those minutes have been adopted. So we do have one item on today's agenda. It is development permit number DP 25007-857. The applicant is Pacific West Architecture, Inc. The property location is 8251 Alexander Road, and the recommendation is that a development permit be issued which would permit exterior renovations to the existing building at 8251 Alexandra Road on a site zoned auto-oriented commercial CA. Patrick, will you be providing us the presentation today?
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Can I share my screen?
Yes, go ahead. Please introduce yourself and name and address for the record.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patrick Yang from Pacific West Architecture. I'm the architect and the applicant of this project. I'm pleased to present the architecture design for proposal, which includes an exterior renovation of the existing restaurant building and the related site improvements. Our team has worked closely with the city staff to address key urban design issues, ensuring the project is consistent with the city's applicable standards and guidelines. property is located within the CA zone. To the north, there are some single-family lots, and to the east and the west, the adjacent site are developed with two-story commercial buildings. Directly across Alexander Road is currently vacant lot. The subject building is a single-story, long-operational restaurant with its main entrance facing Alexander Road. The existing exterior wall is stucco in orange color. Moving to the site plan, the existing driveway entry and the overall surface parking layout will remain unchanged. At the lowest part of the site, we are introducing a new medium-sized loading space, enclosed garbage and recycling storage, and Class 1 bicycle parking. For pedestrian access, we will provide a 1.6 meter wide barrier-free path from the parking area and a new pedestrian walkway from the city sidewalk to the main entrance. A canopy along the east side walkway will offer weather protection. For road frontage improvements, the project includes the construction of a new sidewalk boulevard along Alexander Road, together with the reconstruction of the existing driveway access. Regarding the parking and accessibility, we provide two accessible parking spaces in the location closest to the main entrance. Wheel stop have been added to the parking stalls near the building to enhance the pedestrian safety. For bicycle parking, two new Class 1 lockers are located near the staff entry, and the three new Class 2 spots are provided outside the main entrance for visitors and customers. To accommodate those new features, including the loading space, garbage enclosure, and so 5 existing parking spaces will be removed. The site remains in full compliance with all zoning bylaw parking requirements. So for the architecture form and character, the existing canopy and the skylight above the main entry is proposed to be removed and will be replaced by a new entry canopy. The existing sun screen at the southernmost portion of the building, fronting Alexander, is to be removed and replaced with a new metal canopy to provide weather protection for the pedestrian walkway along the east side of the building and the main entrance. The yellow gold metal composite panels are being proposed at the south side of the building, and the charcoal color composite panel has been proposed at the back side of the building. The existing white color concrete block wall facing the west interior side lot line will be repainted to a charcoal color in keeping with the overall proposed design approach. The exterior renovation to the existing building will achieve more contemporary look. The proposed exterior alterations will have a low significant impact to the overall existing form of the building. The building's height, massing, and setbacks remain unchanged and full compliant with the zoning regulations. The selection of exterior finish incorporates enhanced durability of construction materials. The proposed building cladding materials are comprised of metal composite panels with yellow gold color and charcoal color. The canopy will be metal in charcoal color. The new materials will replace the existing orange stucco to modernize the building's appearances. Architecturally, the sustainability measures proposed for the project include using high-quality, long-lasting material like the metal panels, which will maintain their appearance over the long term and minimize the future maintenance cost. And all exterior lighting will be high-performance LED lighting to reduce high energy consumption. In conclusion, the design will transform the building into a contemporary, sustainable, and functional asset for both its user and the city. Thanks. In the next, the landscape architect will do the landscape part presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ethan, and I'm from Homing Landscape Architecture. Thank you for your time this afternoon. So, as you know, this is overall is a landscaping renovation project. So, first of all, the overall landscape trying to retain most of the existing plantings, bed, and also the existing trees on site. As you can tell from the landscape site plan, so the existing trees along the east property line, the north, and also the existing large shrubs along the west property line are all to be retained. This will create a landscape green buffers between our property and also our neighbors. The focus of the landscape design will be the landscape improvement at the building entrance to the Alexandra Road. The overall landscape design at the building entrance, we are trying to match the curvilinear form of the buildings at the entrance. So we use a curvilinear concrete band in the paving materials, trying to match with the building. So the entrance landscape will speak to the form of the buildings. Also, this created a smooth pedestrian traffic from the city's sidewalk to the building entrance. We also propose 2 street trees in the city's boulevard, which will create a green buffers between the Alexandra Road and also our property. There are 3 existing trees along the sidewalk in our properties. Our proposal will relocate 2 of the existing trees to the back beside the proposed waste and recycling areas. So by doing that, these 2 trees will be kept in a healthy conditions in the long term, as they have more growing medium soils beside the waste and recycling areas, and also there's no overhead power line to restrain their growth in the long term. We also provide walkways around the buildings to connect the sidewalk to the buildings as well. Next page, please, Patrick. So this is go up. Yes, this is a landscape planting plan. As you can tell from the on-site plant list at the bottom of the page, more than half of the shrubs and the ground covers to be used on the project will be native species. These species will be drought tolerant and will provide ecological benefit to the project and to the city. We're trying to create a balance between ornamental plants and native plants. Some of the ornamental plants will be used at the entrance, and the remaining landscaping areas will be mostly native species. Next page, thanks, Patrick. The overall landscape design also consider about the safeties at night. So we have proposed bollard lights, wall-mounted downlights on the buildings, and also soft lights. So to make sure that it's a safe place for both pedestrians and the vehicles traffic at night. We trying to minimize using the uplight. So we only propose 2 uplight at the project site at the entrance. So the overall landscape lighting design trying to comply with the dark sky lighting design principles and minimize the lighting pollutions. Next page, please, Patrick. Yeah, we also considered about providing automatic irrigation system for the new planting areas. Next page, thanks, Patrick. Next one. For the proposed garbage and recycling areas, we propose to use high privacy screens around the recycling areas to make sure that there's no visual impact to our neighbors as well. As I already discussed on set plan, we do create a landscape buffers around these garbage recycling areas and relocated two existing trees to the landscape buffers to make sure that it looks green and not visible to our neighbors for these recycling areas. That's all about landscape plantation. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much for your comprehensive presentation. If that completes your presentation, you can stop sharing. Thank you. Josh, any staff comments?
A few comments, if I may, Mr. Chair. Servicing agreement is required prior to building permit issuance for this project. The servicing agreement works include a new sidewalk, boulevard with planting and curb, and reconstruction of the existing driveway. There is the proposed relocation of 3 existing on-site trees elsewhere on the subject property. All new landscaped areas are proposed to be irrigated using an automatic irrigation system. In addition, the proposed yellow metal composite panels on the building's south frontage are proposed to be lit by low voltage LED lighting. The city, as part of the consideration of this element, the applicant will be required to register a legal agreement to ensure this feature is installed with a dimmer.
Thank you very much. Milton, Roland, any questions of the applicant or staff?
Just one question. You mentioned that there was 2 boulevard trees, and I know there's those hydro lines there. So just curious that those trees have been sized appropriately so that you're not going to be having any conflicts with the hydro lines.
At this point in time, through the chair to Mr. Chan, at this point in time, the SA design has not been advanced to a level of completion yet to fully appreciate how many street trees or their location or where they will be planted on site. Those works will be completed through the detailed SA design review required prior to building permit issuance.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for the presentation. Question about the composite metals. I assume that's a very durable product. Can you tell me a bit more, like how does it hold up to, the rainy weathers here in BC? Any rust issues, discoloration, because it is a metal-looking material? Thank you.
Patrick, are you able to comment?
Yeah, so for this composite panel, so we're the owner and us, we are still working to find the final products for these composite panels. Yeah, but we will make sure these panels will meet the longevity of the standard to stay long and to meet the envelope requirements.
Yeah, that was one of my concerns. Anything that metal sits out there in the open space for years sometimes deteriorates without proper maintenance. So one of my concerns. And in your presentation, you didn't talk about, I noticed you're putting a new sign in. Are you reusing any of the existing sign base, or is it a brand new sign with base, with lights? Do you have any details on that yet, or is it too early?
Yeah, so for the LED lighting, so we are still working the suppliers for this part. Yeah, so it's make sure all the LED lights will dimmable. Yeah.
Sorry, I mean the entrance sign. On your landscape plan, it shows a brand new sign beside the driveway. I did not notice that in your presentation. Maybe that's a separate process, Mr. Chair, but just curious of how that process works here as far as do you have to reuse the existing sign? Is there a separate permit required for a sign, or do we get any input on what that sign looks like with respect to lighting, form, and character?
Perhaps I can answer that to start, and then Patrick, do you have anything for that? There is a separate sign permit that is required from the city for any signage on the property. The development permit does not deal with any signage at this time, although the applicant has showed a proposed location at the southeast corner of the property. Patrick, do you have anything further to add?
Yeah, no, that's okay, yeah.
Okay. Nothing further, Mr. Chair, thank you.
Sorry, Patrick, are you able to comment on whether you're reusing any of the existing sign base? Or
yeah, so we for For the signage, yeah, so it's a more landscape consideration. At this point, Ethan, could you comment on this?
Well, I think it depends on the design of the sign in the future. Like the existing signage use a concrete base. As you can tell from landscape drawings, we're trying to create a low planters around the base of the existing sign or the future sign. So there will be some ornamental plants inside of the planters. So no matter what type of footings we are going to use, we're trying to create a very, beautiful and attractive streetscapes for the neighbors and for the community. It won't be like exposed like very visible like large piece of concrete. So that's all I know for so far. Once we have a better idea what the future sign will look like, we will think about whether we can reuse existing footings or we should develop something different.
Okay, thank you for that. I just have one question, and it relates to any rooftop mechanical equipment. And so I'm not sure who may be able to address the question, but if you could just speak to what is the intent in terms of any rooftop mechanical and where on the building would it be located, and is the intent specifically to locate on the northern portion within the recessed portion of the roof?
Yeah, so for this rooftop unit, yeah, so we will try to reduce its visibility from the street, from the site. Yeah, so we haven't considered this exact location yet, but we will try to locate them at the least visible part of the roof.
Okay, thank you for that. I think what I may request, if the other panel members are in agreement, is that prior to this advancing to council, there'll be some consideration given to the location of any rooftop mechanical and whether additional screening is required, if not located in the recessed portion of the roof. I see Milton and Roland nodding, so thank you for that. We'll get to that direction shortly. Evangel, do we have any written correspondence or members of the public that wish to address the panel?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There are no members of the public in the chambers, and there is no correspondence received for this item.
All right. Thank you very much. That brings us to panel deliberation. I would like to perhaps kick us off that subject to Roland and Milton's agreement that direction be provided to work with staff on the rooftop mechanical and any potential screening prior to this development permit being advanced to City Council for their consideration. With that, is anyone prepared to move the staff recommendation?
I'm prepared to move, Mr. Chair, and just want to provide some comments that appreciate the proposed improvements for this site. Looks like it's going to be well serving the community.
Yeah, I would agree. Thank you for that, and thank you to the applicant for all of their attention to detail and their detailed presentation to the panel. I'll call the question. All those in favor? Thank you very much. Your application has been endorsed. Josh, any new business?
No new business, Mr. Chair. We do have items scheduled for the next meeting of the panel, which is October the 29th.
All right. Motion to adjourn? We are adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks.